So as I mentioned earlier about buyers and sellers, and I mentioned earlier in the video that I was going to talk a little bit about the sexual marketplace. So the sexual marketplace fundamentally is the space, is the world where single folks interact, and so it includes online dating, clubs, bars, anywhere where single folks interact with the intention of determining whether or not their suitability or a match. And so in that sexual marketplace, you operate in two different roles simultaneously. You are both the seller because you bring certain characteristics to the table, certain attributes, certain, how you look, how you act, your economic background, your education, so certain criteria you bring to the table, you bring with you to the marketplace. But you're also a buyer at the same time, where you're looking at other folks' characteristics and traits and seeing to what degree you're interested in those traits, that individual becoming a part of your life. And so let's talk a little bit about those two different roles in the sexual marketplace. But once again, that marketplace being the interaction between men and women, men and men, women and women, the interaction between individuals looking for a partner, a romantic partner of some kind, and the combination of characteristics brought by both of those parties into that situation. So when you're talking about the sexual marketplace, one of the key questions as a seller is, do the characteristics that you possess have value to someone else? The things that you're bringing to the table, to what extent are they important to another individual? To what extent are they on another individual's set of standards, wants, and needs? So once again, what can you attract with what you bring with you? How attractive are your characteristics? So everyone should do an inventory, an honest, objective inventory, ask other people what they think to get an understanding of what it is that you bring to the table and what can you attract. And so I'll use for an example. I've asked all my friends, and all across the board, they all say I'm arrogant. And so I understand it about myself. I understand how the characteristic fits in with me. And so once again, being able to seek out an accurate source of feedback about you, so you really understand your possibilities for success or failure in the sexual marketplace, as well as what it is that you can actually attract in the sexual marketplace. It's so important to be objective about this. Then you need to look at it as a buyer. And so what is the amount of dating capital, and I'll clarify what that is in a second, but what is the amount of dating capital that you bring to the table that will allow you to get what you want? Once again, this is what can you afford? Do you have those characteristics that someone else values, so that this person of value, this person of that everyone else wants, can you attract that person? So what is your dating capital? What do you bring that makes you attractive to someone else? So once again, you're both a seller and a buyer. And so another one of those questions that you need to ask yourself is the value that I bring comparable to the value I'm seeking? Am I pursuing individuals, and this is going to be a loaded word, but am I pursuing the individuals that are on my level? The things that I want, do I bring, or do I bring a complementary set of background, skills, characteristics that attracts likes like? And so, do I bring to the table the things that someone who's comparably yoked as me they did bring to the table also? So once again, is the value that I bring comparable to the value that I'm seeking? Um, and once again, do I have the characteristics to attract the partner that I want? And it's hard, but we've got to be honest and objective about this, seeking multiple sources of data about this, because it doesn't benefit you to be delusional about what you bring to the table and thinking that you can attract the upper echelon or the top tier of individuals. And as harsh as it sounds, but you aren't a top tier individual yourself. So once again, do I have the characteristics that I need to attract the partner that I want? And once again, being honest about that. So in answering that question, you've got to look at a couple of things. Do you know what your market wants? Have you researched? Have you asked, what do people that I'm interested in want from their partner? What do they want? What does my target market want? If you don't understand that, then you're fishing in the dark. You don't know if you're bringing to the table what it is that they want. And so do your research and know what it was, what is that they want. Um, and then also know what are the things that are valued by the market that I possess. If the market wants X, Y, and Z, do I have X, Y, and Z, or do I have A, B, and C? So once again, what does the market want? An accurate and in-depth understanding of what the market wants, and an objective assessment of, do I have those things? Am I that person that this person that I'm interested in wants? So once again, do you bring to the table the things that they want, and do you know what they want? Those are key things that you need to understand. So as we explore the sexual marketplace, um, let's take a look at be willing to take a look at, what do I offer? What am I bringing to the table? Um, do I have a huge amount of school debt that will turn certain people off, because that could be an additional expense that they need to worry about? Um, am I at an above average paying job? Am I able to support myself and a family? So once again, important for some folks. Um, am I physically fit? Am I physically attractive to the people that I'm looking for? And how important is that to individuals? Um, am I in low emotional intelligence? This is kind of a really important thing that a lot of the research points to, is that people want people who understand people, who understand emotions, who can relate, who can be empathetic, and so once again, do I bring to the table a certain degree of emotional intelligence that a lot of people find valuable in relationships? Um, Once again, am I above average looking? How do I look? Where do I fall on the rating scale that folks have? Am I objectively a 10, or am I really a 5? So once again, being honest and understanding about that, and also particularly as it relates to men, um, do I have low gender role acceptance? Do I actively reject traditional gender roles? Am I a modern woman, or a modern person, a modern man? Once again, or do I adhere to more traditional values that a lot of men, particularly speaking to the women, a lot of men prefer women with traditional values. So to what extent do I adhere to traditional roles in relationships? And so in the end, if you don't, you've got a couple of options available to you. If you don't, you have to either increase your value. You've got to find a way to make yourself more valuable to the people that you're interested in. Part of that is doing an objective assessment, and figuring out where you are truly today. You have to have a willingness to change. You've got to be able to say, yes, these are the things that people want, and I don't have these things. Am I willing to change how I am to better fit the needs, wants, and standards of the people that I'm looking for? And beyond willingness to change, am I going to put in the work to do so? And putting in the work could be therapy, counseling. There are lots of things you can do in terms of self betterment, self improvement, or just change. And so once again, finding a way to increase your value that you bring to the market. Second thing you can do is change your market, change your target market, change who you're looking for. So this goes back to the earlier point about once again, are your standards realistic? Maybe you're looking at the wrong group of folks. Maybe the people that you're looking at um, aren't the group of folks that you're qualified for, or that you're suitable for, and so you may need to change who you're targeting your attention, time, and energy at, to find a group that's more realistic and aligned with what you can get. And then kind of the third option, as harsh as it may sound, is that you may just have to accept that you're not going to have the life that you want. If you're unable to change, unwilling to change, there is no willingness to change or increase your value, you're not willing to change your market, then you're going to have to learn to accept the reality that what you get is what you get. And that's a harsh reality, but once again, you're going to have to accept that the life that you want may not be the life that you end up living.